Hello, YouTubers, friends, compatriots, bootlickers, shills, desolate, search, peasants, vassals, minions, meat sacks. I'm a useful idiot. Welcome. And let's go to Somalia now. This is a good follow-up to a previous video I did a week or so ago about U.S. airstrikes in Libya, and the U.S. can bomb wherever the hell it wants. And here's another example of the United States can bomb wherever the hell it wants, and that's in Somalia. So this story just came out. U.S. airstrikes in Somalia on Saturday, using both drones and air fighter aircraft. So quite a quite a an attack here, and they're claiming that over 150 so-called militants were claimed and killed from Al Shabaab, an Al Qaeda affiliate. So interesting that we still find the United States going after Al Qaeda affiliates in Africa and in the region, considering ISIS, of course, has been getting all the headlines. But they talked about a training camp that they've been watching for a while, where a supposed large-scale attack was being planned based on the amount of militants that were there. And a U.S. spokesman said, quote, "We know they posed an imminent threat to U.S. and African forces," unquote. So more confirmation that we have a military presence in Somalia that has been pretty much passed over by Western media and U.S. media. But of course, you know, these low intensity regional conflicts are just par for the course now. So it's not even worth reporting. But as I've done before, video before about this secret war in Somalia, because of course there are U.S. ground troops there, and there has been there for quite some time now. And of course we have African Union nations there. And a quick look at the map that attached to the article below shows you what an incredible clusterfuck Somalia has become. The entire nation divided up between all these different factions, and nobody really controls anything. Of course, it's been like that for seemingly decades now. I don't know how long ago the Mogadishu incident with Black Hawk Down and all of that was, but it's been quite some time now. So kind of interesting. And another place where the United States has had some presence, and then as the years go on, it turns out the United States never leaves, or they come back, and so that's what we see here. So the violence in Somalia is just kind of a moot point now every day, including clashes and bombings in the last couple of months. And so once again, like some of these other places, the United States will probably end up being there for a long time, and U.S. forces are probably going to be involved in this new campaign in Libya. And of course we have U.S. forces down fighting Boko Haram, supposedly an ISIS affiliate now in Nigeria. And so one of the dynamics we see here that's kind of familiar, of course, is the struggle for Al Qaeda to control its turf and make sure that ISIS doesn't have any presence. And I guess a few locals have moved to pledge some kind of allegiance to ISIS and become another franchise of MiC-ISIS in Somalia, but it's really not catching on. But it's something interesting that Al Qaeda has to watch out for the influence of their nemesis and their competitor. But like I say, the bottom line is this is another example of the open-ended American foreign policy and military policy, that this blank check that was given to Bush and Obama to go after Al Qaeda is now being used as an umbrella to pretty much just bomb wherever we want. And as long as we say that ISIS is there or Al Qaeda is there, which could be just about any place in the Middle East and Southeast Asia and Africa, then apparently America has a legal right to go in there and bomb them. And it doesn't matter. For example, Libya, for example, that's been couple of years since the NATO intervention, several years, and now we can just go back there and bomb whenever we want once we've been there. And apparently Somalia is another example of that. Once the United States has been there over a decade or so, we can pretty much just go in there and bomb anytime we want. And so that's why this is an interesting story to me, because it just shows this blueprint of preemptive war, low intensity regional conflicts, and just this right to basically go anywhere in the world and bomb at will. So welcome to the new normal. I'm a useful idiot. Don't you be one too.